Hey good people, how you doing? David Taub here, co-creator of NextLevelGuitar.com. Hope all is going well, and I hope your guitar and musical journeys are going famously. And today I have a dozen of my best tips for you on how to make your band rehearsals more productive. Over the years I've been in a lot of different bands, both cover bands, original bands. I still play in a few bands now, and I see a lot of these things that bring down the energy, bring down the productiveness of rehearsals. So, and maybe you're experiencing some of this, and hopefully you will find these tips helpful, maybe a little inspiring. We're going to go over 12 of them. They're in no particular order per se. The first couple may be a little bit more important, but I'm just going to let them fly. And, you know, I might have forgotten some, or better yet, put some of your tips for having the best, most productive band rehearsals. Put them in the YouTube comments section below. I really appreciate that, as well as let us know what kind of lessons you'd like to see in the future and what kind of gear you'd like to see reviewed. You know, leave a comment below, and please subscribe to the channel. You know, subscribing to the channel, that really helps us. It helps us to keep bringing the content, and we so appreciate it. If you like the video, click the like button, give it a thumbs up, and thank you so much for watching. My number one tip, and I see this bring down so many bands and waste so much time, and I've seen it personally so often. The number one tip is preparation. Everyone has to be prepared and do their homework. So you're coming to rehearsal and rehearsing as a band, not learning parts, not, you know, one person learning the song, teaching it to another. That's practice. This is not practice. Practice is something that goes on at home, where each band member is working with their instruments or with their lyrics or with their vocals, and they're practicing it and getting it down so they know it cold. Then you come together as a band for rehearsal, not practice, rehearsal, and then you work on things as a band. Of course, this is different if you're working on original material and you're just jamming ideas, but for the most part, everybody's got to do their homework, and you just have to keep driving it into your band members' heads that, hey, get this stuff down tight, learn your parts, you come to rehearsal, and we work on it together. Not doing your homework, not being prepared is the hallmark for an unproductive rehearsal. Do your homework. And probably the second most important thing for productive band rehearsals that I have found through my experiences is time. Be on time. You don't want to keep everybody waiting. That's the worst, right? Really make a concerted effort to be on time. And if possible, be there 10 minutes early for setup. I like to get to rehearsal, if possible, early. And this way, everyone can set up their stuff, and then start right off and give you a solid couple hours or whatever you have booked. Let's say if you booked a rehearsal room for 8 o'clock and no one's in the room before you, a lot of places will let you go in a little early. Get there 10 minutes to 8. Everybody, set up your stuff so then 8 o'clock or 5 after 8, boom, you start. And this way you get the most amount of hours playing together, and not, you know, 30 minutes goes by while everyone takes their time setting up, another 10 minutes wasted because somebody's late. You got to get there on time. You got to get set up quickly, really fast. Like, streamline your rig. If you're a guitar player, have it ready to go, so you just basically pop the top, you know, plug your stuff in and go. Okay, it's not the time to have 30-40 minute setup times. You got to get your stuff ready to go. If you're a drummer, perhaps again you can get there early. If you can't get into the room, maybe if it's close by, you could start building your kit if you need to bring your kit in the hallway. This way you can carry some of the assembled pieces in. A lot of rehearsal rooms, they'll have a kit already there. You can just bring your cymbals and your pedals probably. Put away the cell phones. No, they're just going to be a distraction, and they're going to take focus away. Even if, you know, two people are maybe getting a part tight between them, you sitting there on your cell phone, no. Cell phones should be off, should be put away. No texting, no phone calls. Rehearsal time is just that, rehearsal time. And you really have to keep focused. And anything other than that with cell phones, you're losing focus. Communication. Speak your mind. It's so important. If something is bothering you, or if you want to make a comment about somebody's part, or if you have a suggestion, that you have to speak honestly. You have to communicate with your band members. And if you're bringing something up, or if you're bringing up some tough love or whatnot, you have to do it with respect. You want to be careful, because everybody is Musicians are very passionate about what they do. So think about what you're going to say, but open communication is the hallmark for productive rehearsals. You just can't keep squashing your thoughts or your feelings. You got to get it out there and feel part of the process. Bands, I've said this many times, bands should be run by consensus, not democracy. Democracy is something like if you have a lot of people, like a country, okay, but a band where you're looking at, 3, 4, 5, 6 people, everybody needs to feel like they're part of the process. So communication, so important. So speak your mind, speak to everyone with respect, and talk it out. Have a game plan, right? You want to have a productive rehearsal kind of sketched out. So, before the rehearsal, maybe 4 or 5 days before, send out an email or a text outlining what you'd like to accomplish, what goals you want to have set for that rehearsal. And you let everyone know, hey, we're going to work on this song, this song, this song, and this song. We're going to jam and come up with ideas for this, this, and this. We're going to tighten up these parts. We're going to work on the beginnings and endings and transitions for this, this, and this. Everybody do your homework and know your parts, right? You want to have a game plan, a strategy for each rehearsal so you can get in there and just tick off them boxes and really get a lot of work done. Stay focused. Don't get sidetracked. It's very easy for everyone to start telling stories and to get sidetracked on something that has nothing to do with what you're trying to accomplish. Or someone starts playing the riff of a song that you're not going to play that has no sense being, and everyone joins in. And yeah, it's fun. And I'm not saying you want to be the Gestapo and you have to be this hardliner, but because band rehearsal obviously should be fun, but you want to stay focused. You want to maybe have minimal amounts of distractions, right? That's why I said earlier, no cell phones. You want to stay focused on the goals and try not to get too sidetracked. Stop and fix mistakes. Don't play songs wrong. If you're working on a certain song and you're getting to a certain part and there's some things that need to be corrected, don't just keep playing through it, and this way you'll be playing it wrong each time. You got to stop, you got to communicate, you got to find out what's going on. I'm not saying like the bass player hits a bad note or the guitar player hits a bad chord one time through and he corrects it the next time around, but major mistakes, things that don't sound right, you have to stop, get off the train, right? Say, hey, let's work on this particular piece. Let's work on this, just the chorus. Let's work on this one section. Let's get this tight and then move on. No excessive noodling. It just wastes time. And again, you want to have fun, but yet this is a productive rehearsal. So you really want to kind of limit the noodling. This is number 9, song transitions, song beginnings and song endings. These are things that need to be worked on in rehearsal. And this is big. And this should be set up like kind of like a live show. And this is something that you could specify that you're going to work on. You're going to work on going from a song to a song without any, stoppage in between. Sometimes you want to have certain rehearsals set up just like a live gig where you're playing your set list in order and you're going from one song to the next, to the next, to the next, and you're going to get used to that. There's nothing worse when you're playing a live show when you hear a band is dead space, lots of dead space in between songs. Or you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? It should be song one, you transition one to the next, then maybe the vocalist says a few words, greets the crowd, you go into the next song, right? You work on how you're beginning the songs, you work on the transitions between songs, you work on your set lists in order, and maybe even set up, if you can, set up the rehearsal room like your live setup. You have, you're facing, the crowd, right? The drummer's behind, you have, whatever, the vocalist, bass player, guitar player. You're set up like you are on stage so you can get used to that. So you can get used to moving around, so you get used to where your gear is, right? Where you're supposed to be. And, these are things that need to be rehearsed and they need to be timed. You want to know, well, how long is this set? We want to make sure we're fitting it in if we need to play, 45-minute sets or one, 60-minute set or 2 hours of music, whatever it is. So these are things that need to be rehearsed. Here's one that you might cringe at is guests. You want to probably keep the guests, the friends, the girlfriends, the boyfriends to a minimum, or have a policy as far as just saying, okay, we're going to have some rehearsals where there's no guests, because again, it's a distraction. And when you get people in there and you want to play for them and show off for them, and that's not what rehearsal is about per se. It's about getting tight as a unit, right? So I would really limit the amount of people coming to your rehearsals. What you might want to do is have like a rehearsal set up, say, okay, we're going to have a rehearsal in 3 weeks and that one's going to be open to friends. We'll make it like a little thing where, everyone will bring a few people and, we'll play for our friends, or we'll have them there all rehearse. But for the most part, I would talk as a band, communicate, and come up with a decision, a policy on having people there, because a lot of times it's just a distraction. It's going to take focus away. Number 11, we're almost done, is the end. The end of rehearsal. That's the time where you want to make sure you set up for the next rehearsal. Hey, Billy, can you do Thursday at 8 o'clock? Or, hey, Jane, can you do Wednesday at 6? You get everybody, everyone's there. You get everybody locked down. Can you do this at this time? So you set the next rehearsal up so everybody knows, right? And also, while you're packing up, you could talk about things like dividing up the workload. Okay, this week, who's going to work on the Facebook posts? All right, this week, all right, what do we got? Who needs to contact what venue as far as gigs? Who needs to work on the merch? Who's working on the posters? Okay, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, this person's going to make these phone calls, right? So you divide up the workload amongst everybody. Everybody's got to chip in. Remember, it's a business as much as it's a creative force, right? Number 12, maybe the biggest one of all, is have fun and enjoy the process. Enjoy the journey, and remember, whatever instrument you play, guitar, bass, and as your band as a whole together, it's an evolution. It's a journey, right? And you want to enjoy it. And you want to make it fun. You don't want to be a total, prick hardliner on everything. You have to be flexible, right? But focused. So you have to keep things fun, inject lots of humor, enjoy it, enjoy the process, and enjoy the journey. Because if it ain't fun, why do it? Right? That's what I always say with a lot of things, right? If it's not fun, why do it? So there's my top 12 tips for having the most productive band rehearsals. I hope they really help you. I hope you find them inspiring. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you liked this video. Let me know what videos you'd like to see in the future, what gear you'd like to review, what lessons you'd like to see. Let me know what are your favorite tips for productive rehearsals. Leave those comments below. I will read them for sure. And also, please subscribe to the channel over here. Yes, subscribe to the channel. That really helps us to keep the content coming. We really appreciate it. Click the like button. I'll put in the YouTube description box some links to some of our instructional products. Also, be sure to get that free lesson. I'll send you a free video lesson and an ebook, all for free. Click on that link below. I'm David Taub, co-creator of Next Level Guitar. You're the good people. Thanks so much for watching and your support over the years. And remember, no matter what instrument you play, I will use guitar as an example, your guitar playing is an evolution. Take care and rock on.